the Lone Wolf, and yeah, I'm still a little sick. That reminds me, I probably should take my medication. But for the moment, I'm getting myself ready to do some exploration. Now, the last time I left off, I had done some hauling of stuff to Jita. I decided nobody wanted to watch me fly back from Jita. I also decided no one wanted to watch me try to rearrange my ships, so that way I was a little more consolidated. And then I looked at the clock and realized I've been moving ships for 40 minutes and I still have 5 more to go. So we're just going to skip that tonight. We're going to pick up in our actual oh well, our actual exploration. Now today we're going to head outside of our normal space. Now mind you, we're still running a very simple, very basic alpha fit. This is, again, still meant to show off for alpha players what to expect and what they'll be able to do. Alrighty, so here we go. Now, there's always a potential to find something right here in the starting zone, but the reality is that there are a lot of players who really never venture within a 10 jump distance from where they started. And today is going to be a little different than that. Today we are going to fly out of where we are. We're going to find a slightly more risky place to start our searching. Hevrice, that is actually faction warfare space, so there will be a lot of people there actively trying to fight. And while I recognize that that's within 3 jumps, I'm not really feeling faction warfare space today. So that'll work. Maybe that one. Let's see. Now that's going to bounce us around a little bit, but it's not going to be amongst the most dangerous places to be. It'll be a little more risky, especially when you realize that we're not flying a stealth ship, but that's fine by me. So we're gonna go ahead and take our little, again, our little dinky alpha ship with level 1 everything except for the micro warp drive, which got a little bump up from a piece of loot I actually got. So let's go ahead and we're gonna make our way to whatever the heck that place is. A place to go ahead and do some searching. So here we go. It's going to take us a few minutes to get there. Now the reality is, I could probably stop at any of these locations, drop my probes, and potentially find something worth looking over. We're going to push a little bit today. Now the reality is, I have no idea what to expect in that particular star system. I've never been there that I can remember. And if I was there, it really didn't leave that much of an impression on me. Sister, that sounds familiar. I think it's one of the places I was actually doing a little bit of questing work around here. There we go. One of the things I want to do one of these days here is there are a couple websites that will have a serious help, that will be of serious help to many players. And I think it'd be a good idea to show you some of them so that way you know whether you're on the real page or what's exactly is going on. The real thing we're looking for here is we're looking for a place that's got a relatively low number of people in the vicinity. So we're looking for places that are... This would be a half decent place to start looking. Not too many in the way of structures. This looks like a relatively commonly tread high-sec area. You lie. I actually recognize that name. I don't remember why though. Only 3 people here. Let's take a look and see if there's any... There's probably a wormhole. There's only one wormhole, so... This one's got nada. And yes, I'm still a little under the weather, but, you know, such is life. Oh, an ice mining belt. Believe it or not, I've never done that. And since this is an alpha account, I'm still never going to done that. Alright, here's our warning. We're going to low security space, but there's a lot of people right here, which makes me think that this is faction warfare space. No one is here. So we are going to warp to within.
Probe drive active.
We're going to launch probes, and we are going to skedaddle. Alright, there's only 2 signatures in here. So, most likely it'll be a wormhole. Or, I'm sorry, a pair of wormholes. But since we are in low sec now, you gotta be a little bit quicker. As this ship is the opposite of tanked. And, well, it's not exactly safe. So we are going to point away and fire up the engines. Oh, a combat site. I actually wasn't expecting that. Not like I can do a combat site, but scan it down anyway. Level 1 combat site? Oh, that's right, never mind. I forgot. I'm not exactly running the most high-end ship here. Alright, let's take a look here. I can actually bump this up a little bit by training the Galente frigate ability. It'll actually improve my scanning ability with the ship. But right now I have other things I'm working on. So let's get to work. My scanner probes. Seriously? All combat sites? Uh-oh. Alright. So unfortunately they were all combat sites, which means nothing really worth scanning in here today. So we are going to... We'll push a little deeper.
Warp drive active.
Crux. Renan. I actually know Renan pretty well. I tend to work right around there a lot. On my main account. In fact, I'm not too far from my main account's starting place. Oh boy. Yeah, let's get out of here. This place is a little more risky. So we're going to warp to within 100 of the planet.
Warp
Launch
drive
probes. And once we've landed, seriously, there's nothing here. Of course not. Well, there's something here. This is going to be interesting. Here, we're going to warp to the sun. I wasn't trying to warp to a gate. And then we'll try warping back out.
drive active.
Hey, well, yeah, that is my start menu bar. I don't have my desktop showing, so that line is there. Alright. I have a feeling I was just here. I was not, but there's nothing here to scan. I can go to full screen. It's not a problem. The reason I have it on window to make it easier to get to processes behind my game. As for exploration, it's really the biggest reason why I play the game. I have a lot of fun doing it.
Warp drive active.
It's supposed to be a full screen. I don't understand why it's not. Here, let's apply it. Oh, there it goes. Thank you. That probably looks a little better that way. Alright, let's see if there's anything to scan here. Okay, well, there's a little bit of something here at least. I'm getting a little depressed. There's nothing to scan.
Warp drive active.
Fortunately, right now with nobody on grid, we got a few minutes to actually do the whole scanning thing. I'm gonna bump that up. Should be centered. Yep. And close enough. Well, this is an alpha account. This is meant to show people what they can expect if they were to play the free version of the game. So I can't do a cloaking device on this. On my main account, I run a Helios. And normally I am in wormholes, just haven't gotten to one yet. On this account is a brand new account. My main account I've been playing for about a year. Oh, good, a wormhole, finally. Something to actually go into. Yeah, I've been enjoying EVE Online for about a year. My hope was to introduce more people to the game and get more people interested, especially people I know, so that way I wasn't flying around by myself all the time. But instead, I've taken to answering questions that I can to people who haven't. I also need to get some WD-40 on this chair. Alright, there's a wormhole. Let's see if there's anything worth doing in here. What do you mean you can't stream? Because you're by yourself? Oh, right, right. Okay. I can understand that. Yeah, one of these rounds, I'll actually be showing off my my Omega account. It's not really anything super over the top, but rogue drone. Oh, that could be fun. It's nothing like over the top, but I do have a little bit more on it. Like I said, I normally am doing this in a Helios, so this is meant to be an introductory for people who have not played EVE or are returning to EVE for the first time in a while. Not so much a, you know, I am the best player in the world kind of thing, because, yeah, I'm not. But I do have fun, so that's what matters. sector, it's this one. Another wormhole. Sweet. It could be some fun. The interesting part will be to see what we can find, because honestly, I'm not too far from a starting zone, and like, it's been completely bone dry. There's been nothing. So it's the reason why I think I'm like 7 or 8 jumps from my home base at this point. Okie dokie. So we got 2 wormholes. And which one do we want to do? We'll go with that one, because why not?
Warp drive active.
Alright, so we have an exit wormhole here. It's a 24-hour wormhole. And this looks like it's a C4 or C5 wormhole space. So this is one of the more dangerous locations in wormhole space. It's not the most dangerous, but it's by no means the safest. It also means there's a strong likelihood that anything I find in there will be a little too advanced for me to scan with this ship. But who cares? I'ma do it, because that's what I do. I do dumb things. Alright, let's see what we got in here. Save our location. We'll mark it J01 01 0247 exit, and we will point away. There we go. Ooh, there's an Astero in nearby space, so I'm gonna have to keep an eye out for combat scanners. Looks like they're doing the same thing I'm doing. Alright. Lots of combat. Lots of combat. A little bit of ore. There's a decent number of signatures in here, so let's get to it. The biggest thing I gotta watch for in here right now is I don't want these to become combat scanners. Switch to combat scanners, I need to warp out of here. Scanning this one down. Apparently this guy's is scanning something right in my general vicinity. made the right guess. I have a feeling that we're looking at a level 3 or a level 4 scan here. Most likely not a level 5. I'm scanning away. I'm actually rather surprised that the first thing I wound up finding was an Astero. You'd think an Astero would be cloaked. But then again, an Astero can be flown by pretty much anybody. Ooh, a data site. Level 3. That could be tasty. Right. Not a bad start. And now the question becomes, do I warp in and immediately start hammering out those cans? Or do I look around a little bit and see if there's anything else worth picking up? Personally, I think it's a good idea to scan out several sites before you start bouncing around. But that is personal preference. It's a gas site. Not that super critical for me, but there'll be one less red dot on my screen. Core probes. That guy was looking for me. He'd have already switched over, and it's not like I'm hiding, because I can't hide. I don't have a cloaking device on this boat. Not sure if the guy went cloaked or if he just warped into a different area. I mean, either one would make sense. Another gas cloud. Let's get ready to do this one. Believe it or not, there's actually somebody in this wormhole now. Did I pull my scanners in? Oh, there they are. There's someone in the wormhole now. So far, I've run into a few different situations. I've had one group who was really cool about it. You know, they left me to do my thing, and they didn't bother me. Yesterday, though, as I was flying around, when they realized that there was someone else in the hole, they sent out the combat probes to track me down. I was fortunate enough to get away before they got a good fix on me, so I didn't stick around long enough to find out what their intentions were. I just thanked them for their time and told them to have a nice day and out the wormhole. And then I proceeded to get lost, which was less than fun. But I did manage to get myself back home. All right, so those are my probes. The biggest thing I could suggest when you're in wormholes is keep those scanners going, because especially the directional scanner, because you will run into some people, and it's good to at least have some kind of an advanced warning that there's somebody there. There they go. There are some guys that actually actively go out of their way to make sure they run into people in wormholes. I actually find them rather entertaining to watch. One of the guys that does that pretty well is the guy who streams WiNGSPAN. He's a lot of fun to watch, especially if you're into bombers. Today, though, it's been really quiet. There either is, or there it is. Yeah, there is an Astero, at least an Astero still in the area, just running core scanners, so we know he's not actively hunting for me. Since we're already right here. Technically, those scanners are going to be like a little bit away from me now. Okay, there's the wormhole I am currently on. Alright, I'm not having much luck in finding much right now, so let's pull in these. Oh, wait a minute. Unsecured frontier. That might not be my best option. Let's get within 100 kilometers.
Warp drive active.
I have a suspicion this is going to lead to my doom. Doom, doom, I say. Yeah, we're not going to stick around for this one.
Warp drive active.
And we're going to get out of here, because that emergence coming right at me, and if he gets close enough, I'm borked. He's going to wipe me out in a single shot. Alright. We're going to turn away from the wormhole and engage the micro warp drive. Okay, Well, now that we know that that's not going to be something we're doing, let's see if we can't find anything else. Come on. There it goes. Bump this up to, I believe it's probably an 8. Yeah, that's pretty close. Core scanners, so we're still good. We're still safe. Well, safe is relative, but let's just say we're still in yellow alert. Prepared to run away, run away. I actually used to do this all the time, just goof off and scan down everything I could in a wormhole. The problem I ran into is the guy who was in charge of the corporation I was with at the time liked to pick on me about it. He's like, "You're always in a wormhole, but you're never in my wormhole." Because he had a wormhole that was more or less owned by the corporation until someone came and blew it up. And it wasn't quite true. I went into the wormhole like twice, but the first time I went in there, I squeaked by a gate camp, and the second time I wasn't so lucky. Fortunately, the guy was cool about it, and he's like, "You know what, I'll let you come and grab your stuff you're hauling here since you're clearly a newer player, but next time, you know, make sure to keep track of where things are so we're not hammering on you." But there'll be for the most part though, if I'm being completely real here, your wormhole space tends to be relatively empty. A little more so right now with the drone swarm currently in effect. So, we have a message. Ice mining. I still have not done that yet. I'd actually like to do that at one point. Obviously, you got to be an Omega clone for that, so I'm not going to be doing it on this character, but at one point I will. Oh, jeez, another gas pocket. Now, one of the things I could realistically do to improve my scanning output with this ship is I could put on a... I'm currently running a standard core probe launcher. If I were to put on a sister's launcher, I'd get a 10% bump in scan strength. And then another 10% if I were to switch to sister probes, I mean. So, those you can still run as an alpha clone. And it'll make this job a little bit easier. Either the Astero moved on, or most likely the Astero just moved on. It doesn't really seem to be a whole lot here. At least something I can run in the ship I'm using now. I suppose I could fly back, pick up a combat ship, and come back, but on this account, I think I'm limited to the frigate right now. So, not exactly something I would suggest doing. That should do it. We're going to close out the directional scan to clean up the screen a little bit. One thing I like doing, though, especially when I'm in a entertaining mood, is while I'm in the wormhole, I'll say hi to people. I'll just completely just be like, there we go. Now I've said hi. They know I'm here now. So if anybody really wants to come at me, bro, they easily could. All right, one more left in here. It's a bit of a flight away. It took a little while for those to get there, and those core probe scanners, they move really fast, so it's a bit of a jump. More gas pockets. I think the game might be trying to tell me something. It's time for me to make a gas scanning miner, a gas sucking miner ship. All right. So now we're going to move on. We'll go to this one. Nothing in this space, so it's not really worth smacking around anymore. We'll just get out of here. One of the nicer things about the wormhole space is there tends to be 2 or 3 open rogue swarm nests, and there's rarely anybody in them. Dangerous unknown parts of space. So we're looking at another C4 or C5. It's probably strip 2. Okay. What's that say? Lizeth Twingo. There's not a whole lot here, but it's quiet. So 6. So now I can run away. In the meantime, we're going to turn away from the sun. We are going to engage engines. Get away from this spot, so that way when someone decides to come at us, we're not so easy to find. Apparently bumped it off the screen. There it goes. That should give us that one. A little bit of ore. And 3, 4, 7 sites. 6 sites because I just pinged the wormhole I'm in or at. So let's come over here. But yes, if I were to swap out this part right here, it would definitely give me a bump. It's just a matter of money, because those sister core scanners are not cheap. Another wormhole. I'm starting to feel like this may just be a bust. I mean, obviously, not every single, excursion is supposed to come out with me becoming rich, but I was hoping to find something. Now, been out scanning for 45 minutes. I found one data site and I couldn't even do it because it was surrounded by sleepers. Alright, so here's another gas thing. So exciting. So many gas clouds, so little time. Not that one. Oh, excuse me. Okay, those are mine. The only positive note about this is the fact that the ship doesn't have a fueling cost. If a ship had a fuel cost, then it'd be a little bit more of a bummer here that I'm not finding anything. Because then I would have just flown around for nothing. Find a way to recover the cost of fuel, which would probably mean I have to go out ratting. Which is short for attacking NPC pirates in this game. One good site could pretty much cover purchasing a whole new ship. It's just a matter of getting one good site. And either one of the exploration groups has already been through here and cleaned it out, or other people have for groups. Okay, there's a wormhole. I may just call it a night after this one. This is a little depressing. Data site, level 3, which means it's a strong likelihood that I'm not going to be able to run it. Let's find out. I'm not opposed to taking a look. Unsecured frontier Yeah, unfortunately that means it's going to be surrounded by sleepers. So in my little dinky amicus, that's a no-go. So, one more to go. And another wormhole. So today's overall scanning record is, let's see, I believe it's 13 wormholes, 9 gas clouds, and 2 data sites that I've been unable to do today. Okay, you know what? We'll do one more.
Warp drive active.
But yeah, like I said, to improve scanning speeds and such, you can do things like... Wait a minute, why am I pulling up? There we go. You can bump up. Now, I'm personally a fan of the expanded core launcher. Oh. Okay, I certainly will. Combat probes are a little bit different in that their primary focus is to narrow down where you're going to find different things. So basically it still operates off of the same principle as this here. The only difference is that instead of being limited to the anomalies and cosmic signatures, you're also going to find the deployable structures, ships, and drones. So what that means is you'll find a whole lot more. And unfortunately, I can't show you on this boat exactly what it would do, or what exactly it shows, because unfortunately I don't have one. Let's see here. But it's the same, more, another C3, or C4 or 5, I mean. But it's the same basic principle as the core probes. The biggest difference is they're nowhere near as strong. They're really not. They typically run at about 60 to 70% of the power that you'll find on core probe scanners. Oh, here we go. This could actually have something of interest. But yeah, it's to track down ships, but it uses the exact same concept as the core probe scan. Oh, this is better have something in it. All right. So where's the sun? I'm gonna fly away from the sun. So yeah, you can use combat probes to track down anomalies, but you're cutting yourself off on the at the leg in doing that, because they're just not as strong as regular scanner probes. All right, let's see if we can find anything. The first thing I always do is I scan down the wormhole I'm currently at. Because it's ridiculously easy. You just put the marker where you are, zoom it in really good and tight, scan. Done. Ding. All done. All right. We're gonna take care of these stray units over here. One of the nice things about using core probe scanners, though, is if you're the kind of person like me who, when you're not out doing exploration, you tend to go out doing salvage work. If someone leaves behind their drones, you can pick up their drones by scanning down where they are and warping directly to them. The main objective with the combat probes is specifically for tracking down enemy targets. But you use it exactly the same as what you do here. Two of these practically on top of each other. Come on, be something I can actually do, please. More gas. These are some super flatulent wormholes. As for why you want to watch out on D-scan, the objective there is to see if anyone else is coming. So it helps in giving you an idea of A, whether or not someone is actively searching for combat. And you can tell that because the probes that are out there will say scanner or core probe versus combat probe. And even the sister probes, they say sister core or sister combat. So over here. More gas. I'd be excited if I was flying a gas mining ship, but I'm not. At this point in time, I should be far enough away. Yeah, I could warp to the wormhole to get out of here in case of emergency. Alright, well, that was yet another bust. So let's see how many more busts we can get. I do have, on my main account, I do have a gas mining ship, yes. The profit is really determined on how much you can get, because you got to remember the gas clouds and wormholes are going to be heavily protected by sleeper drones and the concentration of the gas. So most of the gases, they come with a name and they come with a number value. That number tells you its concentration level. So if you're dealing with a highly concentrated gas, it's worth more than a lesser concentrated gas. And you can mine gas with a venture. In fact, come down here. This is a way to fit out a gas mining venture. I knew it. There's going to be a bunch of gas sites. So look at the sheer number of gas sites. This is ridiculous. No wormhole should be this flatulent. Now here you see they have defense field extenders and EM screen. And I understand the basis for why you would want to do that, but I think it's a little too heavily on, relies too heavily on defense. You may want to consider a minor adjustment and put it in for a line time adjustment. So you might want to use, instead of improving your armor, you may want to improve your turning speed, so you'd use a low friction nozzle instead. And this here, according to this, is about a 7 million ISK build. So it's not an overly expensive option. If it's something you want to do, you're not going to break your bank doing it. So well, I wouldn't sit here and suggest you join a particular corp unless it's something you really want to do. Me, I'm more of the opinion of, hey, if you want to have some fun and do some mining by yourself, go ahead and go for it. The biggest thing you're going to run into while mining in wormhole space, I'll be completely real, is the defensive the defensive NPC drones, they're no joke. I mean, they will wipe you out, and they'll wipe you out hard and fast. So make sure if you decide to go wormholing for ore or for gas, that you remember to always keep your escape route ready to go. Always. It's very important, because if you don't, you're going to find yourself in a lot of trouble against those NPCs. Before you go in to try to go mining anywhere, try to warp in within 100 kilometers. Some people might say 50 or 70. I go with 100 because you will find that sometimes the sleeper drones have actually already expanded their range, and within 100 kilometers they will chase you down, and they're unabashed about using micro warp drives to do it. I lost a pair of Helioses to some sleeper drones because I decided, hey, this ship can go to warp fast enough, I'll be safe. Yeah, that worked out really well. More gas. As for mining, let's see. They have warp scramblers. They run the NPCs in wormholes will run warp disruptors. I can't say that I distinctly remember ever running into a wormhole NPC running disruptors. The good thing about the Venture, though, in that case, is it actually has a warp core integrity of 2 instead of 1. So unless the sleeper drones get close enough to activate. Oh, and that's another thing. Their point disruptors, they seem to have like the craziest long-range disruption ever. So that's something to bear in mind. The biggest advantage you'll have against NPCs in wormholes is they take a little while to lock on to you once they warp in. It's not like they warp in and insta-lock. Okay. But yeah, they will come after you at range, and they are not ashamed of moving at their speed, and they can move between 2,000 and 3,000 kilometers per second. So make sure when they come in, you get out. depressing. Nothing worth actually doing. Because I don't have a venture set up for mining, for gas mining yet. I have a venture set up for regular mining, but I wouldn't necessarily bring those into wormhole space for myself, mostly because I've lost too many of them in wormhole space. Unfortunately, that's become a bit of a, my personal experience makes me a little leery of doing it. It's not to say you can't do it, but make sure to be ready to warp out at any moment of risk. And I've been forgetting to keep an eye on the directional scanner this whole time. So I could have had people run right by me. I wouldn't have even known. Oh, come on. I should do. I may actually go ahead and take one of my 2 ventures and bump it up specifically for gas sucking at this point, because this is ridiculous. And somehow I'm not configured for light drones yet. That is insane. That's ridiculous. I thought I had it set up to go to light drones already. I'll actually go ahead and fly up to a gas site so you can get a better look at it in just a few moments here once I finish scanning these out. But I mean, they can be worth some money if you get the right stuff. Your big money tends to come from moon rock mining, specifically if you're mining. Bet you that's going to be a perimeter. Of course, frontier. Oh joy, that means another one I can't do in this ship. Will he find anything? Probably not, but hey, why not? This is actually the first time on this account where I have just utterly struck out in finding anything I can actually do in this Imicus. Just utterly struck out. Data site. Now, when I say I can't do these sites in an Imicus, it's because I'm running an Imicus that's very, very light. I've got the nanofiber internal structures, so that way I can get the warp as quickly as possible. And those sites are pretty well packed with sleeper drones. So anyway, here we are. We're going to go to one of these gas sites. I never warp directly to them. I've learned not to do that. Within 50, within 70, within 100. Never directly to. Let's see what we got. Now, these little clouds you see here, these are your mining options. Now, there's no sleepers here at the moment. But basically, you would lock on just like any other, and then you'd use your gas sucking tools to suck up the gas. It's slow, it's time consuming, but if you are feeling pretty safe about it, you will be able to come up with quite a bit of a haul. Just take your time. So I think that's kind of what I'm going to do here. I'm going to go ahead and see if I can't fit myself up a gas-sucking venture real quick. Since everything around here seems to be gas. But that means I got to warp out of here, which means following my chain back out.
Warp drive active. Warp drive active.
Lots of combat sites, several gas sites here, so I'll probably, if I remember correctly, this is the first wormhole I went into today. So, I'm sorry, not the first wormhole I went in today. This happens to be the first one I went into that I actually found something worth scanning through. save this location as gas mine entrance 925. We will make our way out.
Warp drive active. Docking permission requested. Docking request accepted.
Alright. Apparently there's not really a whole heck of a lot here in this particular location. No. There's a single Hornet. A couple warp disruptors. So yeah, this particular location doesn't really have a whole heck of a lot. Now, another thing to remember is this particular character is not very well set up yet. So I actually need to go out to these locations to buy stuff. So we are going to head to Dodixie.
Warp drive active. Warp drive active.
Did my friend come to visit me? What do you mean? Yeah, that's a window. Interesting, though. I may have to look. I may have to look into that. Oh, it might have been my dog. My dog is over there. She's chilling out. So that's possible what it might have been. Come here, Queenie. Come here, girl. Come here. See, here's my dog. She likes to look out the window for whatever animals happen to be chilling out around here.
Drive active.
Good girl. Yeah. She's pretty boogie. Seemed like it was outside though. Huh. I'll have to look it up. I'll have to go check it out. I'm not saying I don't believe you. I am actually curious now. I'm going to have to go back to the video and check because I'm curious.
Drive active.
Makes two of us. On top of being tired, I'm also sick. I probably should be in bed, but I felt like seeing if I could get something going today. Nothing really took off. Good girl. Good girl. I can watch them. I wouldn't necessarily consider myself to be a fan of scary movies, but I enjoy them. I enjoy good ones.
Warp drive active.
Yeah! Oh my god! Scream. Yes, it is. I haven't seen that movie in years. Oh, man.
Warp drive active.
You wouldn't happen to be talking about the shield that's on there? You're talking about the shield, maybe? Because there is a sticker on there that's supposed to be a security thing. Yeah, I can see how that could be thought of as a face outside, and how you wouldn't see it because I'm normally sitting like this, and then I shift over a little bit. And yeah, I could definitely see. It was the bottom right before, huh? Yeah, the bottom right would have been my dog. The upper left there, that's a sticker in the window. Spooky Eve night. Although now I kind of want to watch this. Yeah, I'm enjoying it. That was fun. Now she. Oh, I know where I am now. Yeah, my dog likes to peek out the window right over there, and her head will pop up and then she'll lay back down, and her head will pop back up and she'll lay back down. And then that sticker there, yeah, that sticker, I could definitely see that kind of looking like a face, especially at that size. But if we come over here, as you see, a little bit bigger, it's a sticker.
Warp drive active.
Keep telling myself I should take that sticker off the window, but I don't, you know. Oh, yeah. Well, again, I think it's because the image is so far compressed down that it looks a lot darker or lighter. It all depends. I mean, who knows? There might be something there, and I'll go ahead and watch for it because now I'm curious.
Warp drive active.
Huh. Well, you know what? Let's go take a look. All right. Nothing yet. Unfortunately, the missus won't let me have one. So yeah, I mean, my bike's out there, and I do have an auto light, which gets brighter and dimmer.
Warp drive.
So that could have been it. I don't know. I have a suspicion it was probably my dog. Yeah, she's one of those afraid of weapons kind of people, and I'm one of those raised, born, and bred military. Amen.
Docking permission requested. Docking request accepted.
All right. I had a guy on here a few minutes ago asking about gas mining, so I figured, you know what? I can make a gas miner real quick. The only thing is, I mean, I would probably drop out one of these core defense extenders here. Oh, wait, hold on. Oh, I'm not trained in using crap, I can't do it. Alright, I can fix that. Ay. Oh, heck nah, I ain't spending that much. Yeah, I'm planning on taking a gas miner out into wormhole space just because, like, the main purpose of the channel is to show what can be expected for new players, and so that's really what I'm doing here. But let's see here. Eve marketer, there we go. Looking for gas. Gas cloud harvesting. There we are. can't be right. That's expensive. Let me look. Interesting. It's 24 million just to actually buy the book for gas mining. Holy crap. When you look at it that way, I mean, it's almost worth it to buy it here just to save myself the headache. But that's, let's see, I think it's like yeah, that's a full quarter of my value here. Oh, boy. All right. 24 million. I don't remember it being that pricey. Yeah. All right. Why isn't it? You know what? It's a production. Oh, that's why. Let's see. Yeah, I gotta bump up my regular mining before I can even do that. And that's not something I can even do right now. Oh well. Well, worst case scenario, I can always go ahead and get the boat ready. Can't run any hobgoblins yet, so we'll drop those. Whoa. Where'd that come from? Was that you? Oh my god. Oh, thank you. Oh man. Thank you very much. Wow, I don't even have that on my main character. Oh, wow. Well, in that case... I'm going to go ahead and get that boat locked up and ready to go. Thank you very, very much for that. And that means I could probably pick up some injectors and get that started today. Active. I know. I completely lost track of what I was doing. I'm like stunned here. I see if I can't pick up some injectors here and get to work on that. I mean, let's see here. How much am I going to need for that? Mining. But that's some good use here. Alpha skill injector. So it's 20. And with that,
Skill training.
we can now get to gas mining. I mean, again, thank you. I don't even know what to say. And you know what? I don't even know why I'm doing it like that. I can just apply the skill points here.
Skill training completed.
Means I can also get the drones going, possibly. Let's see here. Aeronautics, drones.
Skill training completed.
And now I can get the light drone. It's 40,000 for, or 40,000? 50,000 for a nearby jump. So let's see if I can find one a little closer. So now we can turn these on and actually go out and do some mining with the gas mining. Thank you. I'm stunned here. I was not expecting that at all. So we have that, and oh right, yes, I will be going into J space in just a few moments here. Just, low. Oh, friction. So now I'm aware. Alright, that'll help with warping. And change the name here. So let me get out to ball for just a couple seconds. Alright. Stargates. Oh, why am I suddenly drawing a blank? Let's see, it's Malay and then the ball. So yeah, I'm actually going to be heading back out. I set up a small wormhole chain that I'm actually going to be working my way back to, and I'll hit up some of the gas pockets we found in there. what do you know? Ball's right along the path where I'm going. So that makes life a little easier. So we're gonna go. We are going to go gas mining. Anybody who wanted to see that, we're doing it now. So here we go. Here to get that book. Oh man, the setups I can buy for that. I can start working on the training to get onto bigger ships now too, which I was really looking forward to doing in the next few days. So that bumps my timetable up a little bit here.
Docking permission requested. Docking request accepted.
Alright. Do I have any spaceship commands ready yet? Move that along just a hair. And make our way back out to J space here.
Drive active.
Now I could probably find another wormhole right here to go ahead and go straight out with. But the chain I found, there was a lot of gas in there. So I'm kind of curious just how much I want to get out of it.
Drive active.
Here we go. Getting back out to see if we can't pick off some gas in my freshly trained setup. This is all thanks to a very, very generous donation, and it is greatly appreciated.
Drive active.
I'm hoping the guy who asked about the gas mining comes back. You should check for more faces. Just fog. should take a few more moments. Life coming. It's probably about that time, actually. Ready. I think we are 3 more jumps from the wormhole. Yes, I know. About to go to wormhole space. It's not exactly going to be, you know, the safest place for me. Oh, see, I'm there. And on to J-Space. This is where it's going to start getting fun. We're going to hit up this bountiful one and see what kind of defense it's got. see anybody. That's actually a really low concentration. Is it even worth mining that? Let's try this one.
Warp drive active.
Hey, baby. Huh? Because I was wanting to do some gas mining for the video, and I couldn't quite do it yet, I guess. It's greatly appreciated. I finally get to do it. That's a bit better. So now we got to get within the distance of our harvester, which in this case is 1.5 kilometers. Where's the ship? Look at my ship. Go. That's why I wasn't seeing it. There we are. Now we're going to get to mining the fullerite. Here we are, wormhole space. And right now we're just watching for either A, the fullerite to run out of gas to harvest, or B, someone to warp in and make me have to run away. There we go, it's a ore hold. The biggest downfall to mining gas, if I'm being completely real, is when you're in a lower level ship with lower level production capability, it takes a long time. Very slow. This is definitely not something you're going to want to come in and say, oh look, I did it, and then try to run off, because you're not going to get much out of it doing it that way. It's slow. And we're only going to pull about, what is it, 80 cubic meters a minute. So filling up one ship, one ore hold with gas, it's going to take, let's see, 10, 20 minutes. No, it's gonna be longer than that. Because 10 would be for 80 or 800. So, yeah, about an hour of literally sitting here sucking up gas to fill up the hole. And mind you, that's with a boost to cloud harvesting. And it's still going to take an hour. So while we're here in J space, there's not really any access to the regional markets here. Because there's no region. At least not that you can really use here. So this is hopefully going to make up for the general lack of entertaining stuff I was able to do with scanning today. So there's nothing really to scan.
Skill training completed.
Alright, I can now use drones. So this is quite literally the length and breadth of gas mining in Adventure.
Yes, this is she. Yeah, of course. Yes. Thank you so much, thank you.
So this is it. Unfortunately, the there we go. Spend a little while here, and you might be able to make up a difference. Let's take a look at the value. I believe I'm mining 60, right? Oh, I'm mining 70. And right now, the current selling price for fluorite looks like it's going around 2,000 ISK per unit. So if I can fill up this hole, then that'll make a pretty penny. It's going to take forever to fill the hole. So here we are in J space, wormhole space. Using a vacuum cleaner. Actually, it's like I'm only pulling 40. Oh, I did the math wrong in my head. So 122 hours to fill the ore hole with gas. And that's if I can, and that's if I even can. Wow, 2 hours to fill this puppy. Now, on an Omega account, you would probably utilize something a little more like this. Sorry, this one here, Prospect. You get a double boost in mining yield possibility, plus the ability to cloak for safety. Seems like a relatively positive thing to me. this would be the point where some people would walk away, but for a couple seconds at least, and, well, nah, not me.
What is so wrong with taking a little time to figure things out? Nothing. Why not doing something in the meantime, like dance lessons? And yoga's a great extension program for non-students. Right? Something to keep your ears wrapped, you know? My motor is wrapped every night that I cage dance. While I appreciate your pity, I don't really think I need to be taking any advice from TV's Melissa. Maybe a Lady Fairchild. Would you take a chair with you? These conditions are ideal. I want to thank you guys. So now, we have our first one here. Who's going to show us how to get back to
Oh,
basics.
30 seconds, not a minute. That explains why my math is all. So it's still about an hour to fill the entire thing.
Thanks. When Mr. Sheen started talking about being big, I started thinking about those
Although
factors.
it's a little bit faster because of my skill level with the ship type itself.
Extra noise to get to the essence.
So,
Plus, I'm not saying that I was conceived. So I kind of want to know my existence to guys. So here goes. There's no tenderness like before in your fingertips. I'm trying hard not to show it. But baby, I know it. You're lost in love and feeling. Love and feeling.
I'm mining gas. I love that song too.
Did they say that they love this song?
Uh-huh. She's watching Glee on her tablet. So, watch how much you're giving her. I already had to clean up one mess. Watch how much you're giving her. I already had to clean up one mess.
Maybe we should look into that computer that has like like the maze, so she has to work for it, so she can't start her food. It's John.
Oh, it looks like it ran out the gas pile, but then I got some pirates coming in. So let's get out of here.
Warp drive active.
Alright, took a couple pops. But luckily, not too much damage. So that's probably all I'm going to be getting out of that particular one for a little while. So let's hit that one.
Warp drive active.
I mean, we're already at 30% full, so even if I turn around and sell that, I'm probably going to make up for my lack of other stuff for the day. And I think that's the one that just left.
Warp drive active.
Sure was. Alright. Let's see here. We'll use this one once we drop out of work.
Warp drive active.
I may just have to suck it up and grab some drones. If I had some drones, I might have been able to just keep mining right there. All right. Yeah, that's what I heard. Unfortunately, I didn't plan ahead for that. So that's definitely something I'm going to have to adjust for. I guess the real question is, as a, well, I don't know, with the very nice donation I received, I should be able to do a really decent gear up. Maybe grab some Navy drones. They're gonna use Navy drones. There it is. Much more firepower. Well, I don't know. I think it was 20% more firepower off of a Navy drone versus the standard drones. I mean, heck, even if I had some civilian drones, it'd be better than nothing. All right, back to work. On a venture, I can only run 2. I think I'm trained up to run 3 or 4 at the moment. Yeah, I can run up to 3 on a ship that'll allow more than 3, but on a venture, the issue you run into is you've only got enough room for 2 small drones or 1 medium drone, and I can't run medium drones yet. As for the bandwidth, I believe it's 10. Yeah, it's 10. So again, 2 smalls or 1 medium. Yep. That's definitely the next thing on the list. Once I'm out of the wormhole here, I'll be slapping some drones on this boat, so that way I've got something to keep me alive when they come in. I can't run mining drones, but that doesn't really matter out in a gas mining situation because they're just for ore. It's 4860. A little bit less, but not terribly much. Back to the spooky music. I don't think I have any skins for this. Unfortunately, mining drones only, if I remember correctly, they only work on asteroids. They might work on ice, but in gas, the only mining opportunity you have is to use the vacuums that you can attach to your ships. And ventures and the tier 2 type ventures are really your best bets for that. So for example, like you're not going to be running, I mean, like theoretically you could do this running a porpoise or an orca because you could run more gas harvesters, but your barges are geared more towards ice and asteroids, and then your frigates, these are where you would do your gas cloud harvesting. And obviously this is an alpha account, so I'm running my venture. On an omega account, you'd probably want to run a prospect for the advantage of a bigger ore hold and a little more power, plus the ability to go stealth. Stealth with the ability to go to warp, and no speed reduction if you run the covert ops cloak. Cloak, the prospect has the ability to go cloaked, which will, for all intents and purposes, make you invisible to sensors and optical. Oh, that's why. I'm all filtered out. Alright. So you have cloaking devices that their entire purpose is just to make you harder to find, just like you'd expect. Yes, the gas cloud does have a set limit to how much is in it. In fact, the last one I did actually ran out at 1500. If I had a scanner instead of all the boosts to shielding, I would be able to scan the clouds to determine how much actual gas is available. So I'm anticipating this is probably going to run out here in a few minutes. No, you can't lock on the targets while stealth, but if you see someone coming in, you can move away from the clouds and then go back to cloak. If you're good with math, you can. Like, in this particular instance, I can mine 40 units of gas in 25.5 seconds. So if you know how much gas you have, you can do the math, determine how much you can pull in a minute, and then go from there. This one has a maximum speed with afterburner of 810 meters a second. But it's the only mining geared ship you can get as an alpha clone. So it's what I'm stuck with. I still wish that EVE Online gave you the ability to design your own paint schemes for your ships, or design your own skin themes for your ships. That would be awesome. The gas mining, it can be, but you have to keep your eyes open for the incoming pirates. The drones tend to show up after about 15 minutes once you're on site. So if I had drones on hand, I wouldn't even be worried about it. Yes, while that is a concern, you also have the people who will take a lot of time to produce some really amazing looking skins for their ships. So I hate to say it, but I might be willing to suffer the bad for the potential good. Besides, who doesn't want to venture with racing stripes? Goon Squad. Yes, I am well aware of them. I've never actually run into them. I've run into more code than goons. Oh yes, there will be dicks. There will be dicks. But there will also, and you know, I'm sure we'll find a couple. We'll find a couple ships with some mammaries attached. You know what? I cannot argue with that. That's well said. But yeah, I know of goons. I know of test. I've run into goons once, and I managed to not lose my ship because I was warping past. I've not run into test. I have run into code on several occasions. Usually while I'm out flying around trying to go from point A to point B. Let's see. Riot. Riot's another one to watch out for. They're not as like overly aggressive as some of the other corporations, but they like to war deck smaller corporations because why not? I've lost 4 ships to Riot and 1 or 2 to Code, or Code wannabe. The hissing sound of the miners put me to sleep. War deck, it's short for war declaration. If a corporation declares war against your corporation, then you both have free reign to shoot each other regardless of the security of space. We are almost 60% full. I need to get some lithium grease on the axle, the hinge of this chair. It's very creaky. Most likely, and it'll probably be happening in the next two to 3 minutes, based off of when I started actually mining. So let's get our next mining position lined up. We're currently here, and I've already hit all the tokens. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm gonna go to another cloud, only because I don't have any combat capability on this ship yet. I mean, the other option I have is I could sit here until I'm about halfway down shields, but that's putting a bit of risk on the ship itself. They haven't shown up yet. So if we look here, that cloud that I was working on has just completely vanished. And so now this is a slightly less dense cloud. So we'll see what happens here. Slightly less dense clouds. They're not quite worth as much, but if I can fill up the hold, I'll fill up the hold. Nothing yet. This tab should have enemies pop up, but I don't remember if I set that up correctly for that. So kill the afterburners. Get to work. Back to mining. As an alpha clone, I don't think I can actually use the gas, so I'll probably take it to either Dodixie or Vegeta and sell it off. If I could use it, I would be able to make boosters with it, if I remember correctly. So, let's see. I think it's used for making boosters. Up there, the rats. Come on, come on, come on.
Warp drive active.
I'm gonna take a shot or two before I get out of there. Oh, I managed to get out before they managed to put rounds on me. A mobile depot? Apparently somebody uses this place as a home. Oh, that one's got rats, so we're not going to sit on this one. Let's see. I know, I'm going.
Warp drive active.
Uh-oh. It founded me. Well, on this ship, typically a person would equip drones.
Warp drive active.
I can fit. No, so far, every time I get to a cloud, there's another set of rats. So I move out to the next one, and these might actually be completely full for now. Oh, no rats. Let's see what we got. Fluorite 60. Alright, now with this one, once I've completed this one, it will be the last one in this particular star system that didn't have rats when I got to it. So this will probably be the last opportunity for the moment. Let's find out if ships are on there. Asteroids, celestials, drones, NPCs, ships. Yep, ships are on there. So that'll let me know if okay. So, in order to find them, you're going to use your probe scanners. All right. You want to do, in order to do searching, you're going to do scan. You're going to want to use core scanners. And actually, there happens to be a new signature up. So let's go ahead and scan that down. So you're going to see how this actually works. So what you'll do is, remember you're working in three-dimensional space here. You're going to want to scan, you're going to search it out, you're going to analyze. And you're going to do the same thing over and over again, reducing your probe size until it identifies exactly what it is you're looking at here. And then once you get to the clouds, you'll actually, I set up a specific mining tab, so that way it'll tell me what they are. These are fullerite clouds, and the C60 is its concentration level. The higher the concentration, the more the gas is worth. Now, unfortunately, it looks like this one is not going to be another gas cloud. It feels kind of weird to say that. And then once you're done, pull them in. Your probes have a limited battery life of about an hour, so make sure you don't leave them out for too long. So hopefully that answers your question. Glacial drift. You're very welcome. I'm more than happy to answer what I can. This is adventure. Oh, that's not bad at all. The blue camo paint scheme for this ship sells between 1.8 and 4 million outside of where I am here. So I might pick that up. I'm a really big fan of the glacial drift skins. And then, you know, if you're a faction pride person, you always have your faction options. The Morphite Shine is actually pretty nice looking. It's a very deep red. I can appreciate that. But for me, it's all about the glacial drift. Making some really nice headway on these clouds today. Last set of pirates were a little delayed, so maybe I'll get a little lucky and get some more delayed. Apparently no one signed a load strike scheme. Adventure. And the Morphite skin is almost 3 billion. Wow, that's a lot. Just to paint your boat red. 3 billion. Alrighty. And now we just wait for the time to expire. Based off of... Wow. Based... yes, they are all a little different. And you can usually tell by the color. Once you get the hang of it, you get an idea of the color will tell you what the cloud is made up of. The difference between this cloud here and this cloud here is that this is a more dense version. Now, if you look over here, I don't know how well you can see this part here, but if you look over here, you'll see what I'm currently mining on is the Fullerite 60, which is I'm not exactly sure the way that they do that. I just know that it has more of the usable substance, whereas the other cloud is a 50. It's a little less dense. I mean, maybe that's just the way my game is rendering it, but it looks a little less dense. So it kind of gives me the impression that it's not quite as much there. But yeah, the colors of the cloud will give you, like, it'll tell you what the make is. I think there's like 4 different types of gas. One of them is Fullerite. And I can't think of the other ones off the top of my head right now. But the different colors usually... Yeah, realistically, you can fly to them. Typically, you need to find them first. But it shouldn't be an issue. So much fun running the vacuum cleaners. That's fine. 4, 8, C7. I should have another probably 2 or 3 minutes pirate free. About another minute or two, and then I may have to warp out of here. The downside being that all the cloud sites will then have pirates on them, and I have no way to take them down. Oh, wait a minute. I pulled my scanners in, didn't I? Oh, there's someone else running core scanners in the area. Alright, someone else is scanning. I don't see them directly. So, they could be anywhere. This is where it gets exciting, folks. Yes, they will. And some of them will be a little more equipped to deal with the pirates that show up. I really should have picked up the drones, but I was kind of trying to get out as quickly as possible so I could get some mining in. Wow, the cloud's still going. And the cloud's now gone. Which means the pirates should be here any second. Ah, damn. Twin scrams.
Warp drive active.
And escaped! Yes, I have heard of WiNGSPAN. WiNGSPAN, I greatly enjoy watching their stuff, actually.
Warp drive active.
I'm going to call that exactly what that was. That was luck. I managed to... either they disengaged the scram, or one of their scramble attempts didn't work. I take it, Valkyrie, you are a part of WiNGSPAN?
Warp drive active. Warp drive active.
I have absolutely nothing but respect for the WiNGSPAN crew. I decided I wanted to learn to fly bombers on my main account because of the WiNGSPAN crew. I cannot. Either you let me go or I got absolutely lucky.
Warp drive active.
Yeah, the WiNGSPAN group. I've seen their videos. Honestly, I have nothing but respect for them. They are not trolls. They have fun with what they do, which is exactly what I wish more people did with the game.
Warp drive active.
back in high sec.
Warp drive active.
No, actually, they are not at all. Believe it or not, the person, Valkyrie, is it Valkyrie Starslayer here? That is actually the person who showed up. Like I said, I think she let me go. I'm pretty sure they let me go, and because all of a sudden I wasn't scrammed and I was able to get out of there. So.
Warp drive.
Welcome to EVE Online. I don't know. It's possible.
Warp drive active.
Yes, on my Omega account, I am finally able to fly bombers, and if I'm being completely real, the WiNGSPAN crew are the reason why I wanted to do bombers.
Warp drive active.
I was honestly expecting a visit sooner. I had a suspicion that something like that was going to happen. I was waiting for it. I was expecting a little sooner though. Yes, it was a blast. That was fun. That's possible.
Warp drive active.
It makes me curious though. Were you waiting on me to get full or get ready to head out before you came up to say hi, or? Oh man. I managed to get away from. I managed to squeak away from, in my opinion, one of the best sneak attack groups in the game. I don't know how that happened,
Drive active.
and okay. But yes, if you guys haven't looked up WiNGSPAN, look them up on YouTube. I think they have a Twitch channel somewhere. Just some of the stuff that they do, it's amazing. You can hear the planning, you hear them work. It's awesome to watch. It really is.
Docking permission requested. Docking request accepted.
Let's see what I can get. 7 million. It could be better, but that's not terrible. It actually covers the entire cost of the ship. Let's see if we get a little bit better pricing. Not really. No way, really? You're all WiNGSPAN. I'll be honest, I feel honored. I feel honored that was, thank you. Thank you for making my night. Oh, man. Thank you. I appreciate that. I got a little nervous when I saw it coming, but oh, that was a blast. I really appreciate that. Thank you so very much. Oh, I'm not going to forget this one anytime soon. That was great. You gotta have your fun, am I right? I mean, the whole objective of a game is to have fun. If you take it too seriously, what's the point? And too many people take the game too seriously. Yesterday I actually spent an hour just talking to some guy who I'd never met before, just chatting for the fun of it. So, you guys are awesome. Keep doing what you do, seriously. And the fact that I got into that even for just a little bit, thank you. That really made my night. I'm still thinking you let me go, though. I'm still thinking you let me go. Yes, it has been. It has been. About an hour. Because it was just enough for me to fill up the cargo hold. Oh, man. One thing's for darn sure. This is going to definitely make it onto my YouTube. Oh, man. Thank you guys. This was a lot of fun. Even if I'd lost the ship, it was totally worth it. Well, you know what? I can wait a little bit. I'm actually on sick leave for work for tomorrow, so I am more than happy to wait for that. Yeah, I suddenly wound up with a head cold, so I was on here trying to enjoy myself a little bit, and definitely you guys made that happen for me tonight. Thank you. Oh, man. WiNGSPAN paying me a visit. That is great. Thank you all. Really? Well, you know, like I said, I've seen some of the videos. Some people, I can understand getting salty about it, but again, it's fun. I mean, even if I'd lost the ship, you know what? I tried to escape. Oh, well, thank you. So, for the other alpha players who may actually get a chance to take a look at this, yes, that was WiNGSPAN. In my opinion, and still in my opinion, one of the most fun groups to watch on YouTube. Because, I mean, you can tell it's all about the fun. and they do it. And you know what? A lot of times people get pissy about it. I understand. No reason to get mad about it. It's a blast. Not to mention, you know, I really appreciate, you know, the help that I was given today. Well, I'm glad to be the latter, because that's what I am. Plus, it's a whole lot better than, you know, spending a night being grumpy about it, you know? So that was, again, thank you very much. That was a blast. Oh, man. Man, I was planning on going to bed. Now I'm going to be like, now I'm going to be keyed up for the next hour. You know what? I am more than willing to welcome said deliveries. Oh man. And the thing, I was really just like this. I think I mentioned this before. My whole purpose for doing this particular channel is to introduce the game to newer players, because I haven't seen a good intro guide on YouTube at all. So I wanted to introduce the game to people because it's fun. So I want to thank you guys again. This was an absolute blast, and much respect. You guys are awesome. And I'm not sniffling right now, so. Well, thank you. Thank you. I think my wife will agree with that for the most part. But yeah, you guys were great. Unfortunately, though, I do have to be hopping off for sleep because I got my 8-year-old to get on the bus tomorrow. So you guys are amazing. Please keep doing what you do. That was fun. Oh wait. Oh, okay. I'll wait. Ah, yes. Have to have the receipt. Hey, you know what? That's perfectly fine. That's perfectly fine. Oh man. I have a suspicion I'll probably get some more visits from you guys, which, you know what? I'm cool with that. Especially considering, you know, the help that I received from you guys today. Even in just, you know, pushing the character to start doing the things that I want to do. Like I said. I think this is actually, in my year of playing, this is the first time I've ever been on the receiving end of a fine delivery from your group. And it was memorable. I can't tell you how great this was for me. I greatly enjoyed it. I really did. Friendly fire. Whoops. Oh man. No way. Was that before you joined up, or? Ah, okay. Oh, it was after. Oh, so I'm gonna guess it was a mistargeting or something? No. Oh no. Oh man, that's nuts. All right. Kill marks don't smell. That's true. That's true. I'm sorry. I'll post a link to me. Oh wait, to the sure. I don't think I have links blocked. Let me double check. Let me check. Oh, she's probably already passed out. All right. It's time stains. I don't remember how to correct that. Give me a couple seconds to fix that. Oh, okay. I still want to fix that for people because it'd be really cool if people could see the link outside. I just gotta. I'm actually fairly new. Oh, this one is. There you go. There it is. Leonardo Plowed. When I made the character, I was wearing a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle shirt. So I looked down trying to think of a name, and that's what it was. And the last name. I think I've actually been to that site. Yes, I have. I read that website from top to bottom. I read this website from top to bottom. WiNGSPAN. Like I said, I love what you guys have done. It is awesome. It's amazing to watch and a lot of fun. Let's see if I can't link it up. There it goes. It's greatly appreciated. You guys are awesome. Thank you very much. All right, I think I got the receipt in here. Let's take a look. Oh, no worries. Dear Mr. Plowd, I'm happy to report that the delivery of Caldari's finest Navy torpedoes was a great success. I was able to deliver 30 Caldari Nova torpedoes to your hull. Unfortunately, you left before I could deliver the bonus torpedoes that I had racked and ready to deliver you. I must apologize because this was due in part to a catastrophic failure of my afterburner and 2 Scram 2000 stabilization process. Please accept my gift of ISK as recompense for your failure to... Oh, man. It's perfectly cool. This is definitely going up. I've got to put this up somewhere. You guys have been awesome. Thank you all. You're great. And again, please keep doing what you do because it makes the game fun. Oh, man. All right, we'll click the link. All right, hold on a second. I've got to put this up. Let me see if I can. Do I have it set up for desktop? No. But I do have this set up for desktop. So we're going to put it up top here. All right. So here we have our customer satisfaction survey. Oh, man. This is why I like you guys so much. There's so much put into it. It's so awesome. It's fun. It's amazing. I hope you all fly safe. I'm gonna hop off here and take a few minutes to fill out this survey. So in the meantime, let's go ahead and turn this back off. In the meantime, everybody, fly safe. This is the Lone Wolf signing off. Have a wonderful evening. Can't wait to see Wingspan again in the upcoming time.